locked up in their homes, and some are not even in their place. So these are we are getting reviews like this is becoming helpful. So before starting the session, let me say a few words about IHMA. So we spend our 5.5 years time in our college. Some stay in hostels, some stay near the colleges. But anyway, we are spending some quality time of our life, the very vibrant, very dynamic, and the very young ages of our life, maybe like 18 years to 24 years, we'll be spending in our colleges with our teachers, with the patients, and with our seniors, our juniors. So after that time period, we'll be coming out of the college, and we'll be alone. Mostly we'll be like, okay, we'll be setting up a clinic, we'll be preparing for a competitive exam, or we'll be doing some other thing, maybe a private practice, or maybe some will go to Gulf, some will do something. Okay, so we'll be alone. So IHMA, always I felt that IHMA is a college after college. We have sports there, we have cultural programs there, we have webinars, classes, training programs, we have friends, we have seniors, we have teachers, we have juniors, we have a wonderful family after the college life. So I suggest all of you who are attending the classes today to demand IHMA officials, especially if you are out of Kerala, you demand for the IHMA chapters to make it happen in your states or in your places. So this is my request, and this is my what I have to say about IHMA. So this class, as you know, it will be about the preparation, how to prepare for AAPGT, especially as we are in the doorstep of AAPGT, mainly mostly in August we are expecting that. So mainly we'll be talking about AAPGT and also about UPSC exam, which we are expecting. I'm not telling it officially, but many of the doctors from Delhi and Kolkata have messaged us and talked to us in personally. They are preparing for UPSC exam. They're expecting a UPSC exam like that. So we'll be speaking about something about UPSC exam also, and some more exams which are there in the field of competitive examination in homeopathy. Am I audible? Dr. Vinay?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, okay. So today we'll be speaking mostly about UPSC exam, AAPGT, PSC, and MOH exam, and also about National Ayush Mission exam. So maybe we will not be speaking very specifically about each exam, but you will get an idea how to prepare or how to crack the exam. So these are the experiences which I could get in the journey of the preparation, also by talking to many toppers. As we said earlier, before starting the session, we had a lot of very successful candidates from our training programs, maybe our CECP, the competitive exam coaching program, or the the medical officers structured training program, or the training orientation for competitive examinations in homeopathy, the TORCH program. All these programs were very successful, and we could get all India top ranks and the Kerala top ranks. So we were talking to these toppers, their strategies, the way they have studied, the books they have referred, the websites they have referred, and even the last generation, the last year or last 2-3 years, people who have used mobile apps. So all those, what we have got, only we will be sharing. And even my these sessions, most of the contents, I was inspired by Dr. Mansoor Ali's sir's presentation, which is available in YouTube. Its title is like how to score higher in AAPGT and other competitive examinations. So I am thankful to Dr. Mansoor Ali also for giving us valuable materials in homeobook.com, and especially in his YouTube channel. Sir's YouTube channel is very active. Even recent days also, Sir has conducted many of the online webinars, and he's updating it in his channel. So if someone is missing some part of this session due to any network issues or any problems, you can get most of the points what I'm speaking in Dr. Mohammed Salih sir's YouTube channel, where he has uploaded in 3 parts, a session, a webinar he conducted along with the Zomeo app in 2017 after the AAPGT exam. So most of the slides or most of the ideas what I'm sharing with you will be is taken from that also. So let me thank him also. So before going to our session, how to prepare for AAPGT or other competitive examinations in homeopathy, let me quote this famous quote by an American actor, Will Rogers. If you want to be successful, it's just this simple. Know what you're doing, love what you're doing, and believe in what you're doing. So this is very self-explanatory. No need to explain this quote again. So we have only 1 hour time. As I said, Dr. Mansoor sir had taken a very extensive 2.5 hour session about this topic, and many toppers interviews, many toppers like testimonials you can see in IHMA News Kerala Facebook page. So in IHMA News Kerala Facebook page, if you go, you can see one interview as a note. I will be showing that in your in the presentation. So this is another one very important, very famous quote by the most successful or celebrated name in the field of science, Thomas Alva Edison. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. So let me tell you, this session will be for that 1% inspiration. So whoever is preparing, whoever interns you said, or the students, the 3rd year, the final year students you have messaged in the chat box, all those people, and especially the people, the doctors who are going to write the AAPGT exam after 2 months, will not spend your time after this session for getting inspired, because inspiration is only 1%. You have to perspire for 99%. So this is that 1% session for inspiration. So let me compare our competitive examinations with a tree, with a mango tree. So we have many of us have just passed through a mango season, and some areas of India still mango season is going on. So this is a mango tree. So let me tell, the aspirants for various exams, maybe UPSC exam or a state PSC exam or a lecture post PSC or a National Ayush Mission exam or a AAPGT exam, we are like these kids. We are under that tree, we are under that exam. So how we are behaving will fetch us results, fetch us good mangoes or good fruits. So see, you can see on the screen. I think you can see the screen. Screen is okay?
Yeah.
See, some boys are very actively picking up some stones and throwing. Some are waving and some are watching what they are doing. Some are collecting the mangoes. So our exams or any exam, it's like this. So how we will be behaving in front of the tree, in front of the exam will matter. Whether we are holding a proper stone, a heavy stone, which we have done with very much hard work, with very much planning. If it is like that, we can surely aim at our mango properly and we can get it. So some will be aiming at some fruits, like, okay, a group of mangoes, so that anywhere it will hit and any fruit they will get. So some will aim at very specifically, as you see on the left side of the screen, like this, like very specifically you will be aiming a national institute seat or a first rank or a first 10th in between the 10th rank, so that I can join in this college, like that. So where you are aiming and what you are holding in as a stone or as a stick, is it properly weighed, or is it properly planned, or is it properly hard work you have made with hard work? That matters. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So about getting the result, we have to set our goal, set our aim, which fruit we are aiming at, where we are aiming at. So set a goal, make a plan, and get to work. So the first 2 things are important, but why I have not made it in red? Because many of us waste our most of the time for waste most of our time in setting a goal and making a plan. So, but the main thing is here: get to work, stick to it, and reach your goal. Yeah. Okay. So this is effective method to reach the goal. These steps you have to follow, but don't get stick on the set a goal and make a plan. This area, if you stick, you will not reach this goal. You cannot reach the goal. If you want to reach the goal, you have to get to work and you have to stick to it and you have to reach the goal. So this is Dr. Nihila. She is an inspiration for everyone in India, because whoever is appearing for a national level entrance examination should take inspiration from her. Dr. Nihila PK, All India Rank 1, 2017, AAPGT. AAPGT 2017, you know, it is one of the very important exam in the, or it is one of the very important milestone in the field of homeopathy MD entrance, because till then the MD entrance examinations were like Kerala. If you want to take like admission in Kerala, you have to apply for Kerala, you have to pay the fees for Kerala MD entrance, then you have to write the entrance, then you have to attend the interview of Kerala MD entrance. Like that, you have to write again, you have to write for West Bengal University, you have to write for Karnataka exam separately. So this was the scenario. But since 2017, they made it like a single online All India examination. But the first 2 years, 2017 and 2018, the counseling was not national level counseling, but since last year, it became national level counseling also. So it became very easy for aspirants who want to study outside your state. Like if you want to study outside Kerala or outside Andhra Pradesh, you want to study in Kolkata, you want to study in Delhi, it's very easy. Very properly you plan your preparation, hard work you do, then only one exam you have to write and you can easily apply. So Dr. Nihila, we should mention about her because she was a participant of IHMA School of Homeopathy CECP, the competitive examinations coaching program, and she had a 2 months old baby when she joined the classes. This boy, he was only 2 months old and she was around 3 years old when she joined our classes. But she attended our classes like once in, two Sundays in a month was our classes. So she attended every classes. She didn't miss any class. She wrote all the exams in practice exams in the class, and she was even working. Along with that, she was working as a medical officer in NRHM, and she could make it happen. She did her proper planning, and I will come to it. Which books she referred, or what was the strategies? I will come to it. So before going to the session, we are taking inspiration from her. So don't tell any excuses that I'm a mother, I'm having a job, I'm having a work. Nothing, no excuses you can tell, because she was a mother, she was a medical officer, and she was a student, and she made it with the top rank in the All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Exam. And now she is a third year student in Government Homoeopathic Medical College, Calicut. And so next, this is another quote: a goal without a plan is just a wish. Just you have to decide today whether it should stay as a wish or you should make that goal happen. So properly you have to plan. So any class or any webinar in homeopathy platform or IHMA platform, we don't want to skip without mentioning aphorisms or without mentioning our master Samuel Hahnemann's words. So let me quote aphorism 1. Don't worry, it's not going to be an Organon class. It will be related to preparation. So why I'm quoting it? Because this we are by hearted. Many of the students we know it by heart. Like the physician's high enrolling mission is to restore the sick to health, to cure as it is termed. Let me just replace some words of the first 3 aphorisms in Organon for making a proper plan about the competitive examination coaching. So the physician you have to replace with the student or the aspirant. So an aspirant, a AAPGT aspirant or a UPSC a medical officer post aspirant, his high and only mission should be what? That you have to fix, that you have to write. We cannot tell you. So what is your plan or what is your goal? You have to replace it. What is your mission? High and only mission. if you are deciding it, okay, this will be my mission. I will be cracking a seat in this department in NIH. So what I should get, which rank I should get. For that, this kind of help sessions or this kind of articles, some of the very good articles in homeobook.com you can see about how to prepare for competitive examination in homeopathy, or this kind of sessions will help you for knowing how to plan or how to make it happen. But this mission, you have to set it, where I want to join, what I want to do. So next aphorism, again you replace the highest ideal of cure, replace the word cure. Highest ideal of that getting the goal or getting the seat should be rapid. It should not be like, okay, I'll wait for 10 years or this year UPSC I will try, but I don't have a plan, I don't have an aim, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to study, what to study, how much to study, from where to study. I won't be bothering about that. I will just apply and I will write. Some people will be like that and they won't be able to do it. So your highest ideal, if that result should be ideal, which you wish to do, you replace this cure as ideal, and it should be rapid. You should get it this time, and it should be permanent. It should be like, if you get into it, get that seat or get that, if you achieve that, you should be happy for your lifetime. Like that achievement you should be able to. And the very important, the organon in a nutshell, we say the aphorism 3. This is called as organon in a nutshell. So replace everything, like replace the word what is to be cured in disease. Disease you replace with what is to be studied in a exam or studied for an exam. So every individual exam means may it be UPSC, some other strategy will be there. For MD entrance, some other strategy will be there. So what is to be studied in an exam, every individual exam, and each individual medicine, each individual subject, what I should study, what are the knowledges of those subjects, what all areas I have to study. This you should know, and the application and even the repetition of the dose you can replace like revision. Okay, so these are the things which you get motivated when you go down. Many a times in the preparation, this will be a strenuous job. This will be a very tough job for 8 months or 1 year time. You're going to start studying from your internship, or after passing out after some gap, you are taking the books and you're studying for a competitive examination when notification comes. So this will be a very tough job to stick on to that and to reach the goal. So you will become demotivated at times. So read the aphorisms like this, or when you watch a movie, just replace the things and imagine. Okay, sometimes you dream, do some daydreaming, like getting into that seat and achieving that, or becoming a UPSC medical officer, all those things. So these things will motivate you. So, but don't waste much of your time in planning or motivation. This is just like a metaphor. We are replacing the aphorisms words to our subject. So let me tell the last very important thing. If he finally knows the obstacles to recovery in each case and is aware how to remove them. What will be the obstacles to recovery, or what will be the obstacles in a competitive examination preparation? There will be many distractions. You will be a YouTube addict, you will be a WhatsApp addict, or you will be spending more of your time in reading some novels, or reading and making something, or cooking or eating, whatever. So once you set your goal, once you get into it, for reaching the goal, you should know how to remove these obstacles. Okay, so I'll tell you a classical example, a classical beautiful example. Some people will get distracted very beautiful. If you watch them, how the way they are getting distracted, it will be very nice. Sometimes it will be autobiographical, like from my life I'll be saying, or many of you might have felt it, like you will be getting distracted. For example, if you are reading an article about how to prepare, which all books to read, from homoeopathic.com, if you are reading, like you'll come across a name like exhaustive materia medica, but you have not heard about it. You will search it, exhaustive materia medica, in Google. Then many result will come, Amazon result will come. So in Amazon, you will see that book. Okay, you will read the review about that book. Okay, next will be one suggestion. Okay, one book from homeopathy. Then you will click it. Then next will be about a mobile or something which you had already searched in Amazon or Flipkart, purchasing these markets. And you'll go to that. Slowly you'll go to some other electronic gadgets or dress, clothing, etc. Like that, when you come back to your study or come back to your article, you might have wasted 1 hour or half an hour. So this is the way we get distracted during this process of studying. So you should know the obstacles in this process of preparation. So these are all I wanted to say as a introduction. I think many of them have joined. Okay, we have around 360 participants. Yeah. So which are the competitive examinations in homeopathy? So first one is UPSC Medical Officer Homeopathy. This is a arrangement which I have done according to the number of people aiming at it or preparing for it or appearing for these exams. So it may be correct, but it sometimes the data or sometimes arrangement may be some there will be some changes, but this is the like almost it will be correct. Like in India, homeopathy competitive examination field, we have a lot of participants, or we have the maximum number of participants for UPSC medical officer exam. And the next one is Aiapget. Around 6,000 to 7,000 people write the exam every year. And state PSC homeopathy medical officers like UP PSC, MP PSC, or West Bengal PSC, Kerala PSC. Again, that state, whole people from that state will be writing that exam very seriously. Even the people who are not appearing for medical entrance, PG entrance, they will be writing, because the qualification for state PSC medical officer post is just BHMS. MD is not needed. So many graduates will be writing it. So again, state PSC. Then similar exam is National Ayush Mission Homeopathy Medical Officer, NAM Medical Officer. That also many of them writes. And next is tutor or lecture post PSC. Here only MD people can write, because MD is the qualification for lecture post now. So we have again MOH. Very less number of people are writing. Those who wish to practice abroad in the UAE, they will be writing the MOH exam. And research officer and PhD entrance. This also happens in homeopathy nowadays. So these also very few people who are into the field of research or interested in the field of research only will be writing. And now you can see in the screen a puzzle. Many of you are very familiar with this puzzle. So you'll be able to answer it. If I ask how many squares, like if we ask a kid of 5th standard or a 4th standard, he'll be telling 1, 2, 3, like he'll be counting what he can see. But we will be seeing like this inside one square, this again 1, 3, this 3 side, this 3 side, one another square. Like many squares we can count, around more than 40 or 50 we can count from this puzzle. Why it happens? How we are different from a 5th standard boy or a 5th standard student and a grown up like us? Because of our experience, we have seen this kind of puzzles. We have gone through this kind of puzzles. Competitive examination is all about this. We have to be familiar what is happening, what is the like pattern of questions, or how much questions comes, how many questions are asked, what is the time of we have for writing that many questions. So we will be dealing all this. So online examinations, if you see, UPSC examination from 2016, as far as I know, is happening in online. 2016 and 2017, we had 2 UPSC exams, and both of them were in online. And 2017 onwards, all India postgraduate entrance examinations is happening in online. So we should know thoroughly about online exam, because some of the students they have a habit of, or they are familiar only with the examinations of like university examinations in descriptive form and all even some doctors who are not in touch with the recent examinations of homeopathy, but they want to come back and do MD course, they are also not in touch with the online exam. So we should know something a bit about online exam. So major challenges in online exam, you can read wonderful article in homeobook.com. So I'm not wasting our time, because only 1 hour we have. So I'll be telling in very in a little bit faster way. So major challenges in an online exam, if you see, reading speed. Many times the studies show that 10%, around 10% less speed only we get while reading an online screen or a mobile screen. So a computer screen. So reading speed will be less. But we have the time set, they have decided like what was happening before with the paper, pen, paper, OMR sheet, bubbling method. That time and the number of questions is same even now, even when we have changed to online exam. So this is one of the disadvantage, but we can overcome it because the present generation, the majority of us are very familiar with online gadgets and online screen, everything. So we'll be able to overcome it. So this is one disadvantage, but navigability is one good option in online exam. We can navigate between the questions, but one problem is there. We cannot scan the paper before. When we get a question paper, we can scan it. Like maybe it will be in a random way. If I am getting the first question from Organon, next to me, he will be getting first question from practice of medicine. So it will be in a random fashion, but in online also it is random only, but we cannot go through as we go in the paper, we cannot go it easily. So scanning the paper means if we see some difficult question in the beginning, we can just skip the pages and we can easily go to the easier ones. And we can identify, like if you are very familiar with the anatomy part, if you are very happy or very confident with the mathematical part, you can go to that session in paper. That is not possible in the online exam because it is very random and we cannot skip and navigate, so that we will waste our time. That is one disadvantage, but we can overcome this by some methods. We will discuss that. So the exam pattern also, these online exams are happening from a very large question bank. The larger question bank it becomes, the study should be that broad. But in the paper examinations, we could predict the way how they could ask the questions, from where they could ask the question. We could predict. So this many percentage from or this many percentage of difficult questions, like that. Nowadays it will be little difficult because they are picking up from a very large question bank, online question bank. But still we can manage it and overcome with practice. And some technical challenges can happen during an online exam, like loading of some questions and all. So if someone is not familiar with that, they may get panic, or they may waste their time. They may stay there so that let it come, like that. So we will overcome it. So next is some advantages and disadvantages. As we said earlier, we will discuss. Questions can be marked for review and answers can be changed at any point of time. This is like we can read from the information bulletin of Aiapget, like the model, how we can mark for review, how we can like what will happen if we attempt a question, what color it will change, all those things. So we can see in our right side of the exam screen, like how many questions we have attended, how many we have marked for review for attending later, or how many we have already attended with confidence. Everything we can do. Even we can change the answer. That is one advantage. Before if we finish the exam before 10 minutes, we can go through the questions and we can even change the answer. That is one advantage, and less time for marking the answers. Before it was like we have to take the pen, you have to see properly the OMR sheet, where is the bubble, and you have to mark it. Now it's very easy. You have to just click the bubble and it's easier. So you can see the official online mock test before the exam. That is one advantage, and everyone should go through it. Aiapget website will publish a mock test with some question from Unani, some question from Ayurveda, some question from homeopathy. They will publish a mock test. Around 10 or 15 questions will be there. So if you do that questions, model questions, it will be very easier for you when you sit on the next week for the proper exam. So that is one advantage. But disadvantages are like, as we said earlier, some will be having no touch with all these methods or online exam and all. Those doctors who are having a gap of some years from an exam, they will have little difficulty. So they will be having less confidence. But we can overcome it with practice in the apps and in some websites. We'll tell you that. And noting wrong figures or making some missing some words. That is like usually happens. It like one question will be like all some question. For example, a word except will be there, or all are correct except, like that. So those words, if you miss that except, if you miss, you have a tendency. You may have a tendency to mark the wrong answer. Or some years, if you mistakenly, if you see 8 as 6 or something, there can be mistakes. These are the things which we get from doctors after appearing for the online examinations. And the technical issues. See, in the next slide, we will see how to overcome. So enroll for an online test series with a platform similar to online entrance exam. So there are apps or there are websites which are very similar to the online exams, like UPSC pattern or the APGT pattern. Those platforms, if you make use and if you do some 20 test series from that, you will be very familiar with the questions and very familiar with the way of answering and marking answer, reviewing everything. So this is a must to overcome these issues of an online examination. And follow some websites and download some mobile apps and take help from officials. That is very important. There will be a test center administrator with assistants in the like examination center. So if at all, if a question is not loading or if a question is stuck, you should not do any refreshing or anything that will be destructive. You may be very well aware, very well versed with the computer or electronic things, gadgets and all, but don't attempt it in an examination hall. Don't try to refresh the page and all. Just take the help of that administrator. Sometimes if you wasted your time, they may give you, they may extend your time also. So this you should be very clear. Don't panic. Technical glitches are very rare in online examinations. If at all it happens, just contact the test center administrator. Okay, now we'll come to the pattern of questions. This is a general survey, like made from a general survey of every exam. Like in any exam, 50% of of the questions will be answered by an average student who was very good in his classes, who have who had interest in the subjects or studies or university exam he has prepared well. So those questions every average student can answer, and 30% will be answered by above average students, those who have done little effort, all those people, or attended some coaching programs, etc. They only will be able to write the 30% questions. So the last 20%, very difficult to answer session, will be answered by the people who have perspired a lot, who have planned their study properly, and who have stick to it, and who had done the work, and they only will be able to reach their goal by answering this 20%. So we will see some types of MCQs. These slides, the coming 5 to 10 slides I have taken from V.K. Chauhan, Dr. V.K. Chauhan's UPSC and MD book, competitive exam coaching book. The guidelines for preparation is given in the first part. So those these are very familiar to all, but we'll be telling it for the students who are attending the session. We have students from third year, second year, etc. So we have different types of MCQs in our competitive examination, may it be UPSC or MD entrance coaching or the state PSC examinations. So there will be simple MCQs just like this. There will be a question directly, like there will be 4 options, one will be the answer. So this is not so complicated. It is a simple MCQ type. And next is multiple selection type MCQ. This will be only one correct answer, but the options will be like double options, like first 4 options will be there. From that again, one only, 1 and 2, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 4, like that options will be there. So we have to pick from the second one. So accidentally, we should not mark wrong answers, and we should see the full question. Sometimes it will be, there will be an except, or all are correct except, all those things in this kind of things. So we have to see how many options are there. We have to take some time. So these kind of questions will waste your time sometimes. So if you don't have practice of this kind of questions from the competitive examination coaching books and all, or online platforms, we will be having a problem of wastage of time. And next is like a matching type. What we have noticed in AAPGT exam last 3 years, the match the following was very easy. But the problem happens is many of our toppers also have made mistake of answering the wrong option. They were knowing the answer very easy. It was very easy question, and they were knowing the answers properly. But when they come to answering this second box, they have to select the answer. There they makes the mistake. So that we have to be careful and we have to practice it. And next is a sequencing type. This is like nowadays we don't see this often, but instead of this we see most of practical type, like a patient comes to your clinic, you have to diagnose the condition, or you have to assess the management of the condition, surgical management from surgery, or medicine like dermatology, you have to diagnose, or some science will be said, you have to find out the remedy, all those things. So like that, practical questions are also coming nowadays. So that you cannot see in the guidelines for preparation part in V.K. Chauhan, that kind of questions are more nowadays. So the next type is the assertion reasoning type. These kind of questions we can answer only if you are very clear with the concept. You have to know both the relation between the both A and B. A means assertion. The first something will be said, and second will be, sometimes it will be the explanation, sometimes it may be false, sometimes the first thing will be false, but the second point will be true. So these things you have to write from the assertion, reasoning, answer code you have to find out and you have to answer. So these are the types of MCQs we get. So as far as AAPGT 2020 is concerned, you'll see, I think most of you who have applied for the exam already knows this and already you have gone through the information bulletin. But this is for the students. We are telling it again, the total marks, how many marks will be there. In 2018 and 17, we had 100 marks, only 100 questions, 100 marks. And okay, see, this is the pattern of this year's exam. It will be 2 hours, 120 questions and 120 minutes. Okay, 120 minutes, 120 questions. And the marks will be 480 because each question carries 4 marks. If you make it correct, 4. If you make it wrong, incorrect response will be having -1. And there is no negative mark for not attempted questions. But in 2017, we had 1 mark each and 0.25, that is 1/4 negative mark. So the marking was in 100. In 2018, again, it was the same, but the 100 question was same. But this year, the number of questions have increased, 120 questions. So we should expect more weightage in practice of medicine, Medica, Organon part, and you have to prepare very well. We cannot predict it. Like we'll see the syllabus also. This is from the information bulletin, page 6. The syllabus for the exam shall comprise of student subjects or knowledge areas as per the graduate level. That is CCH for homeopathy. It will be for from the CCH prescribed syllabus. So next is an article by Dr. APS Chabra in homeobook.com. If you go through this, you can know a rough, you can get a rough idea of the weightage of questions. There is no such prescribed weightage in the AAPGT brochure or examination. But before, if you see the brochure of Kerala MD entrance or like that previous MD entrances, you can know that there were proper weightage. Anatomy 10 questions, Organon 70 questions, Medica 60 questions, Repertory 60 questions. Like this, they were prescribed in the brochure itself, and they were told this will be the number of questions, and we were sure that this will be the number of questions asked. But in AAPGT, we can take only the help of this kind of analysis, but this will not be very true. This will be almost similar. There are some mistakes, like practice of medicine, he has counted 11, but if we count properly, we will get around 14, 15 questions from practice of medicine when we include all the dermatology, pediatrics, all those aspects. So this is the pattern of weightage which we expected and which we saw. See, homeopathy subjects, it was first it was asked 45 questions and allied subjects 55. But in the 2018, it was 50-50. So it was equally important. But in 2019, the last year, it became like homeopathy subjects only 40% and allied subjects 60%. But you cannot selectively study any topic, because you have to, if you are aiming at a good rank, you have to answer around 90 to 100 questions. So you have to reach near 80 or 75 if you are aiming at a very high rank and national institutes or good institutes in government colleges and all. So you cannot skip any subject. You have to study every subject. There is no shortcut. So this is the from Dr. V.K. Chauhan's UPSC and MD book. He is telling about the UPSC pattern. What is the weightage for UPSC? This is also almost similar, not the correct or exact one. So this is in 200 questions, he is telling Medica will be around 30 to 35 and practice of medicine 25 to 30, Organon 20 to 25. If you see the last 2017 UPSC exam, we had only 150 questions in total. So it was not 200 questions, 150 questions. Even 2016 also, we had only 150 questions. So this is little old kind of calculation. You can calculate those calculations of 2016 and 17 from homeobook.com. You can download the question paper and you can assess which are the topics and all. So this is another very important part in the information bulletin. Usually people skip this. Many, if you search in the Google, many result will come about AAPGT, the strategy for admission, or preparation, admission, etc. Don't go behind anything. Only rely on these official websites and official notifications. If at all you have any doubt, you can contact this mail ID. You can mail your doubt to this mail ID. They will reply as early as possible. So this is very important caution notice. Candidates are advised to refer to AIAPGT 2020 website, that is nta.aapgt.nic.in, for authentic information and periodic updates about AIAPGT 2020. So it's a good habit if you have a habit of checking it once daily. Okay, because you have applied for it and you are waiting. And the students who are not like appearing for this year, or your internship just started, or third year or final year, I suggest you to go through the AIAPGT brochure and all information bulletin and the old question paper, so that you can like plan how to approach your studies. But very important thing is, from first year to final year, what you have to do is make your concepts clear, make your theory knowledge clear. Don't go behind MCQs in that time. That is a strategy from toppers. They all suggest only start with your studies only with MCQs in your internship. Don't start in the university exam period, that is before finishing your final year exam. So about the online exam, what is the how it will be appearing, each question, how you have to answer, how you have to mark the answer, how will be the palette appearing in the side, everything pictorial representation is given in the AIAPGT information bulletin, page number 34 to 38. This is a very important and very must for everyone who is appearing for this year exam. And if you see the number of candidates who appeared in the 2017, 18, 19, and the mark or rank of the first 10 candidates, it will be very interesting, and this you should go through. You don't have to waste your time if you're preparing for this year's exam. Don't have to waste your time for searching all this, because only 1.5 or 2 months we have in your hand. We will be telling in 3 slides. So if you see this, the first rank in 2017 AIAPGT was backed by Dr. Nihila PK, and she had scored 3 questions they had cancelled. So the exam was not in 100 marks, it was in 97 marks. The 3 questions were cancelled, so 97 marks, and she scored 85.25 marks, that is 87% of marks. And we had third rank IHMA student from Palakkad Center, and fifth rank, she was a old student of IHMA CCP Calicut, and Dr. Appu, he's a faculty of IHMA School of Homoeopathy now, and he was the 9th rank holder. He like all of them have cleared the Kerala PSC post also. They were participants, Dr. Husna, Dr. Appu, they were participants of IHMA Torch also, the training orientation program, the 5 days coaching program, residential coaching program. They could even crack the medical officer post also with very good marks. So this was the scenario. Around 85% or 87% marks was the toppers. All of them, all the 10 people in 2017 could score more than 80% marks. Okay, so this you should know. So if you know this, you will not come back home after writing 100 out of 100 60 question or 70 question. If you come back, if you make everything correct also, you cannot you cannot get a good seat like how they got in the national institutes or in the government colleges. So you should know that around 90 questions you should attend minimum, and you should make 80 to 85 correct, so that then only you will be able to get into the top rank list. So total candidates appeared was 5,837. This is in the rank list. Maybe more than them they have appeared. These eligible people in the rank list, I'm telling. So in the 2018, they had not published a rank list, but a Dr. Pranesh Kumar Singh, he has rearranged it rank wise, but it is almost correct, because this is the rank wise pattern we could identify. Like it was first, 2 questions were cancelled, so 98 marks was there, and he could score the first from Kerala, Dr. Ajit Kumar. He could score 79, and now he's doing MD in Nehru Homoeopathic Medical College, along with Dr. Vinitha, who was the 3rd rank in 2017. So Dr. Hafsa, Dr. Nilina, Dr. Everyone, they were IHMS School of Homoeopathy's participants. They could score more than 70%, 70, 79, 73 was the, or 80% when you make it into percentage wise, 80 or 70. 70 to 80% was the score in 2018 for the first 10 candidates. Okay, so 6,052 people appeared. And when you come to next year, 2019, last year 7,376 people appeared, and the top 10 rankers could score. This is a percentile. It's not the percentage. We had a confusion of percentage and percentile at 2017 AAPGT. Some colleges even denied admission for those students who had less than 50% marks. See, percentage and percentile calculation you should understand. Percentile means out of the total appeared candidates marks, if you are 50% or more, you will get admission for. You may not be having 50% mark, but 50% will come because you are better than the 50% of people who appeared. So this is the difference between percentile and percentage. Don't think that they have scored 99%. This is percentile. So 355 mark out of 400, or if it is cancelled also, they had scored around 85, 80. So this is also a very difference is there from the 10th rank and first rank. 280 to 355 as the rank. You can calculate and see. I think first rank was around 85%. So this is the scenario. So you understood that how many questions should be answered. Okay. So this is one state-wide list of colleges we had in the brochure of 2017 exam, but last year they have not published the proper number of seats, colleges, etc. But we had a good online counseling, so it was easy process for admission purpose. So for those who are appearing this year also, it is easy. You can appear for one exam and you can apply in any college government seat according to your reservation, etc. So there will be 3 times, first, second, third, 3 times counseling, and after that you can I mean online only you can appear for the state counseling also. Even Kerala, Karnataka, West Bengal, different state will like for the government seats, for the state government quota seats, they will conduct different government counseling in that states. Okay, so this website you can, according to the brochure of 2020, you can get the state-wise list of colleges from this website, www.aish.gov.in. Okay. So about something about memory, as I said earlier, these are from Dr. Mansoor sir's presentation. It is very important when you prepare for any exam, because any exam is a recall of, just a recall of memory. Whatever we read today, we will forget within the first 48 hours. In the coming slides, we will discuss something about active recalling and discussion, I mean, forgetting curve, all those things, and how to overcome that forgetting and all, we will discuss. So if you see the memory, our memory, we will forget around 75% or more in the first 48 hours itself. So try to read the same topic 2 to 3 times within 2 to 3 days. This is the only way we can retain it. And exam is nothing but recall of memory. Revision is very, very important. If you see Dr. Nihila's interview also in IHMS News Kerala Facebook page, you can see that revision, she is stressing on revision is a must. So active recall and spaced repetition, we'll just discuss about that. So this curve, this side y-axis, we have percentage remembered after study and time period. So if you can see the curve, this will be the almost similar. We will be forgetting the things in the first 48 hours. So we have to do our revision. When you do revision, what will happen? See, if you do revision, again the forgetting curve we can overcome. We are, this is called as the forgetting curve. So we are overcoming the forgetting curve. We are refreshing the whatever we have studied. Again, at this point, it will come down. So we are again refreshing. It will go up. So again, towards this time, if you see, you are refreshing, you are retaining about this much percentage. So again, you have to do revision. Just imagine if the exam comes at this point, you will be able to write this much. But if you had not done the revision, you will be, if the exam is coming at this point, you will be having only this much. And this much difference, you can, I think you can see the screen. So this is a forgetting curve. This is very important. Active recall and spaced repetition in proper spacing, proper planning. You have to do repeated revisions. And for revision purpose, how to read or how to read for any competitive examination seriously, we will discuss. So the planning consists of making short notes. It is very, very important. Whatever you read, you write in short notes. These short notes will improve your memory, enhance your memory, and help you in revision. So you can go through these short notes wherever you go or whatever you do. You can, even now people started using some apps for writing down notes. taking down notes and doing revision. And some of them have for revision purpose, they have started using Excel sheets or Google sheets, so that they can create different sheets for if you're technically well, you will understand this different sheets for different subjects, and each topic they will make a column, and other columns they will mark which day they have done the revision, which they have done the revision properly or not. They can even color the columns. That Excel sheet, if you know, Google sheet, if you know, I suggest you, whatever you are investing on the books or the time for planning, one day you invest for planning and all those things. So you just get to know how a Google sheet or a Excel sheet we can use basic things. And just if you are using computer for your study or mobile for your studies, you can use Google Sheets for keeping notes of your revision, how much you have revised, what are topics you have revised, how strong you are after revision. You can even color, like some will color like if it is not proper, if you are not happy with the revision, you can color it as a red color. If you're happy with it, if you are strong with it, you can color it as a green color. So this using the technologies and using what you have studied in the school years, like IT at school, we have a project in Kerala, IT at school. We have studied Excel sheet, how to do. We have studied Microsoft Word, etc. We didn't know why we are studying this. But when some become doctor, they say, they crack some jokes like, okay, mathematics, it was useless, I am a doctor now. Nothing like that. This Excel sheet, this Microsoft Word, this mathematics, everything is going to help you in your preparations and making strategies, etc. So make use of these, and we'll be telling more in the discussion session or question and answer session if at all anyone is having a doubt in this point. Okay, so this is one quote, a brain may forget, a paper does not. So use a different colored pencil or pen for marking tricky, confusing questions or points. See, this slide itself, you see, if you had seen my old slides, all I have used black and white, black screen and white screen and black letters. But this screen I have used different colors for different words. So I am sure that after this session, you will be remembering, okay, that slide, something different was there. So like this, you have to use some colors or different colors for different things. Like if you are if you are going to forget very often some things like years in repertory, evolution of repertory. If you study the years, I will forget. Make it in a different color, make it in a different font or something, and make some boxes, make some flowcharts, and while revision or doing revision, it will be helpful for you. So group discussion, another very important thing in the preparation. So stimulate, it will stimulate and quicken your memory. These group discussions are going to help you very nicely, because when you ask your peers about some Alan Skinner's discussion or Boric discussion or medicine syndromes or science, you will be remembering it, and you will be able to make some mnemonics or also your own. So these group discussions through online platforms or directly, it's very important. I know like in 2014, when this WhatsApp, everything was not so common. I know the faculties of homeopathy, School of IHMA School of Homeopathy, they used to tell us they have even done group discussions through SMS. So they used to activate SMS packages and they used to do group discussions. So through mails, through email, they have done group study. So now we have very nice platforms like Telegram, like WhatsApp. So make use of these platforms and do some group discussion. So next is about the final revision. So about the final revision, whatever you have made notes, whatever you have studied, the last 3 days is very important. The matter you couldn't recollect, some years or some of the things which are very volatile. How many times you read also, you are forgetting it. The last 3 days you keep for that, and you should read it. And easily forgettable information, the same thing, you have to read it and read the note you have prepared. If we are very familiar with the notes in the Homeo book, like last minute revision points, it's okay. You can go through it again in the last 3 days. But last 3 days, for the first time, don't go and open it and read. So whenever you study, you can collect materials like that and go through it and make yourself familiar with that. Okay. So read carefully the last moment revision notes from such websites and some books like iBasic, all those books, there are many revision points. So those are for the last final revision. And this is very important. This is going to be a continuous process. Do little every day and in a regular basis. So a regular basis, a consistency should be there, and every day you should get motivated and make yourself ready for this preparation. And you should, this is for students or interns, especially for the interns or the working doctors, like who have just came out of college and started a clinic or working with a senior doctor. For them, you can use this timetable. If your work hours, if roughly it is 8 hours, and sleeping roughly it is 8 hours, leisure time 8 hours, you can take 2 hours from each. This I got from Dr. Mansurali sir's presentation. So this is very practical and useful, I feel. And some people who are not working, they get 8 plus, they get the 8 plus 2 hours from here, 2 hours from here, 12 hours totally they get. Okay, so you can decide how much time you have to study and all. So study well with a proper timetable, and we will tell you one method also how to effectively use this 12 hours or 8 hours time, because we'll be thinking how I'll study. That feeling will be there. This many hours I cannot study, I'll be getting distracted and all. We're telling you in the end a method for countering that. So next is, okay, time yourself. Most of the competitive examinations are all about time. So if you are in the examination day, you are not able to manage your time, it will be very difficult. So time management will come from the methods we discussed earlier. For overcoming the problems in the online exam, you do many mock tests from websites, apps and all. So and even from the homeopathy platforms. So it will you can overcome the time management problem, and stay calm and collected. Some people who are very good in preparation, who are very good in our IHMA mock test, everything, they're not able to make it happen in the on a proper exam. Why? Because they were very much tense, they were very much anxious. So stay calm and collected in the time of exam. Don't panic at any stage of the preparation. Sometimes you will talk to your friend. He will tell, okay, my Allen's keynote is complete. A to Z, I completed all the drugs. Don't get panicked. Don't get stressed. You go, you follow your preparation plan. You follow your own timetable, and you'll be okay. Stay calm and don't get panic at any stage. And it's again very important, time management. Practice as many mock tests as possible. And remember, there is no magic formula for success. And good preparation, application of common sense, and self-confidence is the only way you can get the best result. Okay, when all these things combine, only we get the best result. So you have to apply your common sense in some exams like UPSC and AAPGT. Nowadays the questions are like that. Like some will be some question you may have some time left, 10 minutes left. Some questions you have not attended, but so there will be some point if you apply your common sense, you can crack that question also because of your experience in the clinic or anything. So just use your common sense. Also be alert mentally, you stay alert in the examination hall. So time to spend on each subject, your strength and weakness decides that. We cannot prescribe a time like medicine, you spend 3 days in a week. Don't we cannot tell like that. When you plan, it is according to your strength and weakness. You have to identify which all areas to study, which all topics to study, and that decides the time to spend on each subject. And selective study is not at all advisable for any of the competitive examinations in homeopathy or otherwise also, because if you want to top, if you have a good aim or a bigger aim to reach the top in the rank list, you cannot skip any portions, because as we already saw, the toppers are scoring around 85-90%. So how we can skip some topics? We are going to attend 100 questions and we have to get a result around 85 to 90. So you cannot skip any points, and any selective study is not advised. And the basic concept should be very clear, because some used to tell after the exam, it was more of tough and tricky questions. But why your friends are able to answer it? Why the toppers are able to answer it? Because their concept is clear. When it comes to UPSC and AIPGT exams, there are no much direct questions. As every exam is concerned, there will be some average questions, but there are more of the rank deciding questions will be tough and tricky. But that becomes easy for those people who are very clear with the concept. Very some question will look very different. An eruption, a papillospermous eruption, like that. But if you are ready, your concept with the dermatology parts, the dermatology topics like psoriasis, pityriasis, lichen planus, it is very clear. You will not be confused by seeing the options. It will not be tough and tricky for you. So the basic concept about every topic may it be repertory, medical repertory, any topic, it should be clear. So for that, you have to read the textbooks, and textbooks we cannot replace. If you have time, if you are an intern, or if you are a doctor who is aiming at next year's AAPGT, you should go through all the textbooks for each subject. Like if you see the questions from PCOD, or if you see the question from menopause in obstetrics and gynecology, it is asked from the paragraph itself. All the concept you have to be clear. You cannot answer just like that. If you read some MCQ books or mug up or by heart some MCQs, you cannot answer. The questions are framed like that. Menopause, the concept itself comes as 4 points, and one will be an exception. So a small value will be changed, or some small like a modality will be changed. So that you have to identify by knowing the basic concepts from the textbook itself. So the recommended books, websites, and apps we'll be discussing, but this is not the final word. This is according to our understanding after talking to many toppers and from websites like homoeobook.com. So you can go through any books from the like library. If you are in a college, you can go to library and go through the pages. If you are in a like online, Google Books is there. You can go through. Even some pages for like customer review will be there in like markets like Flipkart and Amazon. From that you can see the old pages, or some of your friends who are whom you met in the webinar group or somewhere in the online Telegram groups, and you can ask for some pages from the book just to go through whether it suits to your taste, your plan of preparation. So some books like Kaizen or Success, if you see, they have given some theories, but along with that, many old question papers they have solved. In Success and all, you can see like many of the references, like proper reference from Harrison, Davidson, etc. So those books may be good for someone. For some, iBasic will be very good, and it will be enough. Like I'll show the interview from the books which Dr. Nihila, the 2017 rank holder, have referred. I will tell you. Then you can understand. She have referred iBasic for most of the subjects because it was enough for her. So we'll see the books. So this was the interview which I was telling. It is there in the Facebook IHMA News Kerala page. If you see, you can see this interview. The title itself is Revisions a Must. Says IHMA CCP student Dr. Nihila PK, AAPGT Homeopathy rank 1. Her interview is one of the must one which you have to go through. This I have taken through WhatsApp in 2007. It was a very good experience. She had shared everything, what she had studied, all the strategies she had shared with us. So these were the books which she had referred: Metria Medica, Allen's Keynotes, and Boric and iBasic. So if you see the areas which you have to study from Allen's, A to Z. A to Z means every line, each single line you have to study in Allen's Keynote. And the Boric, from Boric you have to study the common and important italic symptoms and modalities, relationship part, etc. And iBasic. iBasic Metria Medica part is very rich in content and very well arranged. So that was her reference for Metria Medica. And in repertory, she had studied the Essentials of Repertorization book by Dr. S.K. Tiwari sir. From A to Z line she has studied, and iBasic for the rubric part, rubric hunting, and for the comparison like in BBCR, and the BTPB repertory comparison also is given very nicely in iBasic, that she has referred from iBasic. So Organon A to Z from the Dudgeon's textbook, including the 5th and 6th edition translation, you have to study introduction part, aphorism part, footnote part, and also the appendix part you have to study properly. And the philosophy part, H.R. Roberts, Stuart Close, Ken, Richard Hooks, and Dunham you have to study, and also the pioneers, the history of pioneers you have to study, life history of pioneers. So pharmacy, she has studied purely from iBasic only. If you are not having iBasic, you may get it from the IHMA School of Homeopathy. If you are preparing from some books like Success, the pharmacy part is very good. Even Turning Point book we have, I will come to it. So non-homeopathy subjects, she has studied only iBasic. Not only iBasic she has studied completely because extensively it has given from medicine to anatomy, everything it is given in iBasic. So Salguna, one of the very good book for postgraduate, a review of postgraduate entrance examination. That is a book name, Salguna. Many previous question papers are there for allied subjects, so that she had referred, and even Sure Success Magic, one of the very good book with very good mnemonics, pictorial and graphical and table-wise representation. So Sure Success Magic is one book for allied subjects, and BK Chauhan sir's guide, which is having 3 volumes now. It's published by BJ. So we have many question papers. In detail analysis is given in VK Chauhan book. So these are books by Dr. Nihila PK she had referred. Other books we are suggesting you is I Basic, Success, Turning Point, Crack the Entrance. That is one of the very good book for Mitra Medica by Dr. Jidesh and Dr. Anil. They are like they have made all the areas from Mitra Medica, the questions which will come. Like in that book, if you have gone through, all students must have it from their internship in their hand, so that they can plan the study for UPSC or AIAPGT. Around 20% question will be from Mitra Medica. They can see all the areas properly arranged with the chapter wise, like mind, head, ear, chapter wise arrangement of MCQs. It is a very strenuous job. They have done it. They have beautiful work. Like they have arranged it. Even new questions, previous questions, and new assertion reason model questions, everything they have given in that. And the next book is VK Chauhan's book and Sure Success Magic. These are the books. Even more books are there. We can discuss in the question answer session if anyone is having a doubt. Like books like Kaizen are very good. Then some websites. These are many websites are available in the articles of homeobook.com. If you search how to prepare for a homeopathic competitive examination book, a question is coming in the chat box from where we can get iBasic. So we can get iBasic from IHMS School of Homeopathy. We'll print it soon.
Dr. Mohammed Salih, you are not audible. Please unmute.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. So the websites are very, very important. Now, is it okay?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Outside Kerala, one question is coming in the chat box. Can we get the book outside Kerala? Yeah. Yes. Sure, doctor. You can get it in courier. But now we are out of print. We'll be printing it very soon because we have demand from many students. So you may contact. You can contact our conveners. We'll be sharing the numbers in group, Telegram group, and websites. These websites which I'm saying is which I have personally, and some of the toppers have personally used and found it with a very less number of mistakes, and very good questions are there. And even when we do reverse searching means some questions from our old question paper, when we take and put it in Google and see, we go to these websites. So these are websites which our question setters also refer, that we have understood. So these are the websites, pgblazer.com. There are mock tests. Those who are going to appear for this year, you can refer this. Yeah, MOH will tell doctor. Okay, Dr. Niharika will tell about MOH. Okay, so PG Blazer, and this is another website. We will have a question and answer session, doctor. I think we are running out of time, but I have some more things to say. So www.netmedicos.com, it is also having very good MCQs with explanation. So explanations are there. And medicoapps.org, that is one very good app you can get as Android app, and website is also there. I suggest you to go through the website version so that you can see the detailed analysis with pictures of MCQs. This is one very good website. And Telegram groups, nowadays it's this year. Last year it was not so common. Or yeah, chat box, I think we can open it after, yeah, after the session. Okay, because we'll, as I said earlier, we'll share whatever we know each other, and we will get things. So these Telegram groups, I have to mention some of the Telegram groups. They are giving wonderful materials. Like Telegram is an app, not just like WhatsApp, because in Telegram we can have quiz boards. Quiz boards simulate the online testing. So we can answer, we can see how much time we have taken, how many people have answered with us, how many have made it correct, how many percentage made it wrong. All those things we can see in Telegram quiz board. So as a part of this, I'm telling, see, we will be in coming days in our Telegram group, we'll be discussing many quizzes related to AIAPGT 2020. So Telegram groups like Homeo Guruji, BHMS MD, preparation, then Homeo India, all homeopathy doctors India, like that. Some groups are there. Just search in Telegram for homeopathy, you will get them, and join them for free, and make use of the free test series going on. Okay, so this is about Telegram groups, and this is one app which is very useful for studying Allen's keynote, revising Allen's keynote. But this is not suggested for people who are systematically studying Allen's keynote, because it will be very in a random way. So sometimes they can get out of 10 or out of 20, they can get a majority wrong answers. But if you are going systematically, you can go through that. You cannot make drug-wise this one, because it will come A to Z from anywhere randomly. It will come. So it is not so suggested, but it is very useful while traveling. You can check your knowledge in Allen's keynote, and you can make use of this, because it's not having any mistakes, and these options are very close running and very confusing. Most of the times the options are from brackets itself. So if you go back to the 4 options then and there, it will be very useful, and you can make use of this app. It is a free app, and it is there in Play Store, Android Play Store, Homeopathic Quiz. And this is a allopathic or a MBBS NEET PG examination app, Marrow. You might have seen many of the free videos in YouTube from Marrow, but I don't suggest to see I don't suggest you to see the videos or mock test from the Marrow. If you have time, if you're a student, intern and all, you can very well see the videos and mock test. But if you are preparing for this year's AAPGT, you can use Marrow for getting the Pearl, P-E-A-R-L, pearls. Pearls are points which they are giving every day, but they are the best. They are most of the pearls have appeared in homeopathy competitive examinations. So you must go through the pearls session in the Marrow app. After installing the app, if you scroll down at the last part, you can see the pearls. That pearls, around I think 2,500 pearls are there in the app now. Those pearls, if you write down every day, those students who are preparing for next year, and even this year's people, if they are waiting for a shortcut, this is the shortcut tip I want to tell you. Marrow app, in the down session, pearl session, there are 2,500 points from every subject, anatomy to medicine, but pharmacology is also there that you can skip. Homeopathy subjects will not be there definitely. So these subjects, allied subjects, wonderful points with tables, sometimes graphs, sometimes point-wise bullet points. Everything you will get for free. That is free, in that app that you can make use of. And this is another app, free PG prep. That is very important. We have like the picture shows, we have the question here and options we can see, and we can set the time, we can select the subject. Most of the questions are for free in this app, and we can see how many people have made it correct, how many have made it wrong, all those analysis. Even the questions explanation will come. So this is one very good app, free app, but some version is payable in this. And there is one technique for studying effectively. This is called Pomodoro technique, and this I think most of you might have gone through in YouTube videos of some motivational speakers and all, for how to make use of your time effectively. We have told you earlier, like sorry, 8 hours or 12 hours you have to study, but you will be thinking how to effectively study but without getting distracted, how to make that 8 hours or 12 hours as a quality time you will be thinking. So this is Pomodoro technique. So we will be having a see, you have to plan your task, what you're going to study, like 5 drugs from Allen's keynote, 2 hours. So that 2 hours you are going to divide like Pomodoro technique. So this is nothing but a tomato. Pomodoro means in Latin called tomato, because they used a timer, like a tomato shaped timer for studying. If you turn to 0, it will come to 25 or 30 like that. So 25 minutes is each cycle. In each cycle, focus that 25 minutes. Don't get distracted. Don't think about anything. Switch off your mobile, or keep some apps which will lock your screen lock apps, like Focus, one app is there. You can lock your screen for 25 minutes, and these 25 minutes you are going to focus on your topic. At that 25 minutes you will be studying properly, and after that 5 minutes you can break. Only 5 minutes you have to break. That 5 minutes maybe you can just take a walk, just have some fresh air or some water. Then you have to come back again 25 minutes. like that 4 cycles, 25 minutes cycle. So then after that you can take a long break, maybe a 10 minutes or 20 minutes. This is a Pomodoro cycle, and for that you can use this timer, simple Pomodoro timer. This is going to help you for making quality time out of that 12 hours you are planning. Okay, so one more session we have to talk about is, if you are a topper in college, or you were very good in university exams, don't think all those things while you're preparing for a examination. And if you are if you had a back in some years, or you have failed in some subjects, don't think that also. Just don't depend on your achievements or failures. You have to keep yourself motivated, and you have to prepare very well, and you have to think, okay, I'm going to make it, and that determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. So these are some some tips for just before exam who are going to appear after two months. So avoid heavy food just before exam. Take more vegetables and fresh water. Don't have heavy food and go, so that your full concentration of your brain, and you will become drowsy. But this year one advantage is that exam is going to happen by 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning session, not in the afternoon. Last year and all, it was like full drowsy. So you can have a light breakfast, and you can go for the exam. And don't smoke and all excess tea, drinks, all those things during the preparation time. Also, don't go for it. And sleep deprivation. Last few days, don't waste your time on depriving your sleep at night and all, so that you will not be able to concentrate on the screen 2 hours. This is like a very important day in your life. That 2 hours, you have to be very much alert. You have to think. You have to 120 questions will be from different areas, different areas of your brain. You have to bring back your memory onto the screen, and you have to identify the things. So you have to be alert mentally. So don't deprive your sleep. And plan a timetable. To summarize, we will tell, plan a timetable, make your own notes, and highlight the important points. Those highlighted points only you revise in the last 3 days. And revision, it is a must. If you go through any topper's interview, if without revising what you have studied, you cannot retain. We have seen the forgetting curve and all. So practice as much as mock test, and it makes you perfect. And I have, as I told in the beginning, I'm indebted to Dr. Salih sir and his Homoebook website and his YouTube webinar for getting many of the points. You can go through these, some of the very useful things, but I suggest you, as I said earlier, only 1% inspiration. That should be, you have to get from today. After this 1% inspiration, you have to perspire for 99%. So best wishes for everyone. So I think we have some questions in the chat box. We can have the questions now, I feel, so that
okay.
Already we have
yeah, we are running late already. So so for a few minutes, I think we can have some questions and then wind up.
So shall I read out the questions?
Yeah, some.
Okay. Niharika is asking about MOH exam.
Okay, MOH exam is for practicing in UAE. So Minister of Health, you have to clear that exam. You have a detailed guidelines so that how to apply, which all documents are needed, what course you have to do for that. Everything is given in the homoebook.com website and other websites like homoeweb.com. But I'll tell you a broad idea about MOH exam. You have to prepare practice of medicine from Davidson and SPM, that is Social and Preventive Medicine, past textbook. You should be very clear about it. And for theory exam only that will be asked. And sometimes the picture type will be from Hutchison book for pictorial questions. So we'll have MCQ around 70 questions and 30 marks question from the picture or descriptive type. That will be 5 mark question, 5 or 6 5 mark question. And you can write it in the Sharjah. You have to go there and you have to write. So these are the things. And in interview, you have to pass it. interview you have to you may get questions from homeopathy subjects, but in theory you are going to write with Chinese practitioners or Ayurveda practitioners, Unani practitioners. So only medicine and practice SPMs, social and preventive medicine questions will be there. And I think there was a question from about research and PhD entrance. So PhD entrance is going to happen in various universities. Like Karnataka, just before the lockdown, RGUHS, the Rajiv Gandhi University had given the notification. Only MD scholars can write. So PhD entrance and research scholar entrance, mainly they ask questions from research methodology and all those biostatistics, etc. And one question is there from UPSC, about UPSC. We have no clear-cut idea. I have told in the beginning itself. We have doctors, I mean, we have contact with doctors from Delhi and Kolkata. They are telling like they are preparing for UPSC, but there is no clear-cut notification from UPSC. Last exam was conducted in 2017, December. Before that, 2016, February. So now no notification as such from UPSC. So we cannot tell like when is the exam, but you can stay prepared so that when many doctors are preparing, so you should know that whole India is preparing for UPSC, so you should be one preparing for that. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. Yes, one question is MD is necessary for appearing UPSC exams, and whether UPSC and state PSC exams for homeopaths would be conducted every year?
No. State PSC exams are not happening every year, and MD entrance, no. MD is not necessary for UPSC medical officer and the state PSC medical officer. MD is necessary for research scholar and biostatistic, I mean this one, PhD entrance, and also for lecture post exams. And about iBasic, some questions were there. One doctor had asked, I had taken iBasic in 2017. Is there any update in this book? No, doctor. There is no much changes. You can update yourself with some e-books. You can get one Telegram group is there, e-books and homeopathy. So you can update your old iBasic with adding points. But if you can afford it, when the new print comes, very well you can get it, so that any mistakes are there, we are rectifying it every version. Anything else?
Many questions are there, sir, but relevant ones are.
Yeah.
Dr. Mohammed Salih, now, since we are running late by 30 minutes, there are so many questions coming up, but.
Yeah, one question is there,
relevant question.
Is there any age limit or is there any limit for attempting AAPG? No, doctor. Any number of attempts is agreed now, and no age limits as such. So you can go for the exam as far as I know. Then, okay. I think we are very late. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently. I think I have done justice to the topic. Thank you, IHMA State team and webinar team and IHMA Kannur Women's Wing for hosting this today's program. Thank you, everyone. Thank you once again.
Okay.
Before closing, I would like to get some feedback. So, may I request Dr. Lalitha KS to give us a feedback on the session? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, KS Lalita, BHMS internee. I'm very glad to give a lot of thanks to Dr. Mohammed Salih over here. That was an eye-opening session for all of us who are aspiring to crack PG entrance exams, and also for all the students that geared up from now. He has given us many effective methods like set a goal, make a plan, and reach the goal. And also many do's and don'ts that we have to take care during our preparation. And he has given us a path in which we have to travel for a good learning. I hope after this session of 1 hour of you, sir, everyone will be definitely motivated to achieve their goals, sir. Thank you so much, sir. You have given us the answer for the question, how to prepare for competitive exams in a nutshell. For now, we are very confident on us to crack the entrance exam, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Doctor. Dr. Sneha, please take over.
Yes, sir. Okay, now I'll invite Dr. Naswa to give away the vote of thanks. Doctor, please.
Okay, is my voice audible?
Yeah, audible, doctor.
Okay, good evening, every doctors. I would like to take the opportunity to thank each and every doctor who have participated in this webinar session. First of all, I would like to thank IHMA for conducting such an auspicious opportunity for all of us here. A wonderful session. I would like to thank Dr. Salih for making this webinar we can say a grand success itself. I really appreciate a simply humble session, sir. Thanks a bunch for providing a unique perspective for this competitive exams. I, Dr. Naswa, I am the Secretary of IHMA, Talsheri Chapter, IHMA. And on behalf of Women's Wing, Kannur, I thank each and every doctor who participated in this webinar. And I would like to thank Dr. Saji, our State President, for providing the valuable sessions. I thank Dr. Deepu and Dr. Vinayan for coordinating the session in a very good manner, and also Dr. Bijoy, who cleared all the doubts about this webinar session. Thank you each and every doctors. Thank you, sir, once again. Thanks a bunch.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Naswa. So shall we end the session, sir?
Yes, we can end the session.
Okay.